जयं शुकात् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरश्त श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाश्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। सवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग की जय। श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। नमो शुद्धाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति विकास स्वामी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 श्रीमद्भागवतम कैंटो 3 चैप्टर 7 फर्दर इंक्वायरीज बाय विदुरा। टेक्स्ट नंबर 34। दानस्य तपसो व्यापी यच्चेष्टा पूर्थयो फलम् प्रवासस्थस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंस उतापदि दानस्य तपसो वापि यच्चेष्टा पूर्तयो फलम् प्रवासस्तस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंसो उतापदि दानस्य तपसो वापि यच्चेष्टा पूर्तयो फलम् प्रवासस्थस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंस उतापदि दानस्य तपसो वापि यच्चेष्टा पूर्तयो फलम् प्रवासस्तस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंस उतापदि दानस्य of charity, tapasah of penance, vapi lake, yat that which, cha and ishta endeavor, purtayaho of the reservoirs of water, phalam fruity result, pravasastasya one who is away from home, yaha that which, dharmaha duty, yaha cha and which, pumsaha of man, uta described, apadi in danger. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Please also describe the fruitive results of charity and penance and of digging reservoirs of water. Please describe the situation of persons who are away from home and also the duty of a man in an awkward position. Purport: the digging of reservoirs of water for public use is a great work of charity, and retiring from family life after 50 years of age is a great act of penance performed by a sober human being. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadu Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sagna Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Asadu sadhu tadainati chojitara kana manchapadaji. Please also describe the fruitive results of charity and penance and of digging reservoirs of water. Please describe the situation of person who are away from home and also the duty of a man in an awkward position. So here in this verse particularly, he asks about the duties of grahasthas, vanaprasthas and sannyasis are those who are on the level of, supposed to be on the level of sannyas, even if they are not taken sannyas externally. I'll come back to that point that also duty of a man in an awkward position. What is the meaning of that awkward position? Duty of a man in awkward position. Why I said that it is sannyasi. So we can see the parallel to this is in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, divine and demonic natures. So first 3 verses describe divine nature, divine qualities or duties of persons who want to develop divine qualities. So approximately some 35-36 qualities are described there in those 3 verses. And in the purport Prabhupada, he says these qualities have to be developed according to one's varna and ashrama, he says. For instance, the first verse of 16th chapter, it says, Abhayam sattva samsiddhir jnana yoga vyavastitihi dhanam damascha yajnascha swadhyayam thapa arjavam. So this is the first verse. So you see this, Prabhupada in the purport, he says, first 2 padas, pada means 1/4 of a verse. So first 2 padas of the verse, that means Abhayam Sattva Samsiddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti, describe the qualities of sannyasi. Sannyasi should be Abhayam, fearless. He should maintain his existence pure, his consciousness very pure. Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti, so he should be fixed in knowledge. Knowledge means knowledge of self. So here self or self-realization. So that means he should not be in bodily conception of life. He should be on spiritual. He should be fixed in spiritual knowledge. Sometime Prabhupada said, sannyasi means one who he should not regret. He says regret means what? Oh, I could have enjoyed the association of this beautiful woman. I could have enjoyed this comfortable, opulent life. He doesn't lament like that. That is regretting. So he should not regret. Anyway, that is the meaning of being situated in knowledge. So, Prabhupada very interesting comment he gives on that. He says, someone may have taken sannyas sentimentally. He may not be fixed in knowledge. Then he should sit in front of spiritual master and hear, he says, become convinced, fixed in knowledge and philosophy. So, sometime it may happen like that. We may take sannyas or we may want to be brahmachari whole life. We may not be ready for that. We may have taken chaperone. So anyway, that is jnana yoga vyavastha. These 3 qualities are meant for sannyasis. Then next 3 qualities are meant for grahasthas. So dhanam damascha yajnascha. Dana, charity, because grahasthas have to produce something, accumulate something for their family maintenance. So whatever excess is there, they should live very simple life. Everyone should live a very simple life. So of course, Kshatriya Grahasthas, they don't lead a simple life. They lead a very opulent life, luxurious life. So that may be required to that particular situation, but in general, but we also see the Kshatriyas, they renounce in the end of their life. The exemplary Kshatriyas, Rajarshis, who are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. So they renounce. So they renounce. Anyway, they have to give charity. Kshatriyas also give lots of charity according to their status. Everyone has to give charity. So Grahasthas have to give charity. Dhanam dhamascha. Dama. Control of senses. Surprisingly, Dama is said to control of senses is meant for Grahasthas. It's interesting here in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, obviously all those qualities have to be developed by everyone who wants to progress spiritually. But why control of senses? And control of senses is a basic principle of any yogi or any member of any ashrama. But particularly it is told about Grahasthas because they have more tendency to exercise their senses, and they have more facility for exercising their senses. Others are by their very circumstances, they are not given opportunity for sense gratification. So therefore, dhamascha, yajnascha, they should perform sacrifices because they have means and ingredients to perform sacrifices. Then Swadhyaya Tapa Arjavan. Swadhyaya is meant for brahmacharis, study of scriptures. Tapa Arjavan. Tapa is meant for who remained now? Vanaprasthas. So particularly Vanaprasthas have to perform tapasya. So here in the purport he provides, this is retiring from family life after 50 years of age in a great act of penance performed by the sober human being. So tapa is meant for him. Anyway, my point was, like, here the questions I didn't want to discuss. Like there also tapasya is there for Vanaprastha, and here also it speaks about tapasya. My point was that how there are parallels in that description of Krishna's description of those divine qualities, and here how they should be developed according to their statuses. So similarly here there are different duties for different persons in different statuses. So you see dhanasya tapaso vapi yachesta purtayopalam, giving charity, performing tapasya, digging reservoir of water. Again 18th chapter says, Krishna says in 18th chapter that so yagyadana tapa karma na tyajyam karyameva tat yagyodanas tapaschaiva pavanani manishina, he says. So yagyadana tapaschaiva, so na tyajyam karyameva tat. So these acts should never be discarded, he says, na tyajyam. So these acts of, what are those acts of? Sacrifice, charity and austerity, penance. So they will be they even purify even a very advanced personality. So very civilized person, I mean very advanced personality, Pavanani, Manishina. So in this way, this should not be given up by everyone, but particularly this should be developed. Here, Danasya tapaso vapi yachesta apurtaya phalam, digging reservoir. So please also describe the fruitive results of charity, penance and digging reservoirs. These are more or less for grahastha, this is. Although tapasa word is in that 16th chapter, it comes for vanaprasthas. So here, because all these things, charity, like when Krishna says they should never be given up, that means whether one is a grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, everyone will do yajna, dana, tapaschaiva. But their nature of performance, their in what way they perform all these things will be different. So like grahasthas may give charity in the form of ingredients, some articles, material articles. So sannyasi will give charity in the form of knowledge. He may distribute knowledge, travel everywhere and give, share his realization and knowledge and realization to everyone. So the nature may change. So sometime there may be overlapping. So here tapasa word is included in grahastha section. So but that has to be performed by everyone. Brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha and sannyasi. So dhanasya tapaso vapi yachesta purtayo phalam. This is related with grahasthas. So fruitive results of charity, penance and digging reservoirs of water. Then pravasastasya yo dharmo. Please describe the situation of persons who are away from home. Who are away from home? These are pravasasya, those who are traveling. Those days they didn't travel. Vanaprasthas only traveled actually. So generally vanaprasthas, either they will enter into forest, vanaprastha, prastha means one who has entered into vana. So he becomes vanaprastha. Or he goes from one holy place to another holy place and just leave the body there. So husband and wife, they can travel to holy places. Traditionally in Indian culture, it used to be there once, at the age of 50. So once their family responsibilities are over, their first child, son, is grown up enough to oversee the family. So they will just leave. And when they leave, so all the relatives, neighbors and villagers, they would start crying that now they may not return back like that. So they will go to different holy places and then they may leave their body there. Or they may come back after traveling to all the holy places, stay somewhere at the outskirts of their native place, village. So that time relatives, neighbors may serve them. So in this way they would practice their austerities. And Prabhupada, very interestingly here, he says retiring from family life after 50 years of age is a great act of penance performed by the sober human being, he says, sober human being. Why Prabhupada calls vanaprasthas as sober human beings? What a big deal, what is the big deal in retiring from family life? So if you see from modern social context, so because they don't know the aim of life is jivasya tattva jidnyasa. Aim of life is meant for self-realization. Aim of life is meant for conquering over birth and death. Prabhupada often he would quote this verse from Ramayana. When Vishwamitra came to take Rama and Lakshman so that they can kill these demons who were troubling different rishis who were performing their sacrifices and austerities in the forest. So the first thing which Dasharatha asked was, how is your practice of conquering over next birth is going on? that Punarjanma Jaya verses. There, Prabhupada would quote that. I just forgot that verse. So that last line is Punarjanma, your practice of conquering over next birth. So the whole Vedic civilization was focused. Prabhupada would comment on that. That whole Vedic civilization was focused on that. Like we generally, it is a practice before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam or any Puranas or Mahabharata. That verse comes in Mahabharata also. So Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirahet. So Narayanam Namaskritya. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Narayana. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. So Nara Narayana Narottamam, best among the human beings. So Devim Saraswati, Saraswati Devi, because she is here Saraswati Devi means she is internal potency of the Lord. Who there is a so Antaranga Shakti of the Lord, Saraswati. So spiritual Saraswati she is called as, and there is material Saraswati, Dushta Saraswati. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that. And followers of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that Saraswati Thakur himself was expansion of this internal Saraswati, spiritual Saraswati. So what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur called as Dushta Saraswati, she is goddess of material learning. So she keeps human beings in illusion, and internal potency, internal Saraswati, she gives spiritual knowledge, helps to get out of this material world and come to the lotus feet of Krishna. So Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Vyasa because he is author of these Puranas and Mahabharata. Tato Jayam Udirahet. Tato Jayam, which is the very means of conquest. Conquering what? What is the means? Means what we are going to conquer actually. Conquest means. So conquest means birth, death, old age and disease. Conquering over death or rebirth. So sometimes some Indian intelligent, so-called intelligent scholars, they translated this. Let us recite Jayam. Jayam means that they called it as Udirahet means reciting, So let us recite Jayam means they thought that this is another name of Mahabharata actually. So because Mahabharata sometime in the Shastra it is just called as Bharata, and based on this verse they also called it as Jayam. So they said that it has three names. So Jayam and Bharata and Mahabharata. So like that, some misinterpretation, foolish scholars. But actually there, so let us recite this, which is the very means of conquest. That is the meaning. So this verse comes in the beginning of Bhagavatam. This verse comes in the beginning of Mahabharata and many other Puranas actually. So this itself nullifies that interpretation of the word Jayam. Why? Because you cannot call Srimad Bhagavatam also Jayam, Mahabharata also Jayam. So all this kind of this is part of my research history book. Some comment on Mahabharata, exposing the misconceptions about Mahabharata, which is actually history. So anyway, which is so whole Vedic culture was focused on this, how to conquer. And we see that dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Moksha means what? Liberation from this birth and death. So conquering over. So they were considered as 4 goals of human life. That is called as Shreya at certain level. Ultimate Shreya is to achieve the lotus feet of Krishna. So, but at certain level, so liberation is considered as ultimate Shreya, goal of life. And all other 3 are prayers. So prayers and Shreyas. So Vedic culture was focused on that. and sober, it is why sober human being, because so material life is ignorance and liberation or self-realization is knowledge, if you take the definition of proper definition of knowledge and ignorance. So in modern days they think that if you have a degree you are considered as educated, learned. That's completely ignorance. That in itself, what to speak of what they learn is all ignorance, and to think like that itself is ignorance. So education in India, it is considered as very glorious. So educated. So someone may be educated, but he may be third class rascal. All are rascals, you can see in modern society. Prabhupada in 1970 only he said that all Indians are rascals. So we see that this is all ignored. What is taught in schools, and they don't. What is this knowledge? Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam, among the 18-19 items of knowledge which he describes in the 13th chapter, verse number 8 to 12, in 6 verses he defines knowledge, and at the end of that 12th verse he says that Etat Proktam, Etat Jnanam Iti Proktam, Ajnanam Yadatornyata. This is knowledge and everything else is ignorance. So one of the items is to realize that the real problems of life are birth, death, old age and disease, or we have to solve these problems of life, and all other problems in this world are, they are just artificially manufactured, concocted or created problems, self-created problems, and they are insignificant, they are silly. People think that I have so many problems. Actually we don't have so many problems. So it's just silly problem which you have your own concocted or you have created, self-created problem. So real problem is Janma Mrityu. If you are educated, and what is the use of this education and so-called learning if it doesn't help to solve this birth, death, old age and disease? What's the use of it actually? So you have big degrees. Some people will write their next to their name so many designations. They go on writing. What's the use if you don't know how to conquer our next birth, how to conquer our death, how to go beyond, transcend this cycle of birth and death. So what's the use? So Vedic culture. So sober means intelligent person, means intelligence means what? The whose intelligence is focused in this goal of human life, that self-realization or achieving liberation from material bondage. He is considered as sober. Sometimes this controversy is there. Why women? Prabhupada called women less intelligent. We are also educated. We know how to play computer. We know how to use all mobile apps. We are also PhD. Actually, if you see human history, we don't see so many women scientists and all. That Marie Curie was there. Most of the things she got name and fame and or Nobel. I think she got Nobel Prize. I think. So it's all because of her husband, Marie Curie. So, but they will say, oh, we were not given opportunity, we are not given chance. But even if you give them chance, what is the result of all this woman liberation now? Last whatever 100 years or 200 years of women's liberation, what is their achievement? So they have come to the stage of becoming naked only and exposing themselves. That's all. So they have become cats, and they have contributed in. What is their contribution of woman liberation? Contribution of women's liberation is that they have contributed in cats and dogs society. Everyone is mixing like cats and dogs, having sex, illicit sex. Just have free life, free liberalism. So that is their contribution, human beings. And they are good in all this dancing and all. So why they are called less intelligent? Because they are always tendency for sense gratification. So not only they are interested in materialistic life and sense gratification, anyone who mixes with them, associates with them, they will also become like that. Therefore Shastra it is recommended that so nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukasya parampara jigumeshur bhavasagarasya sandarshanamatayoshritam cha ahanta hanta vishabhakshanapyasato. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted this verse, or he used to tell this verse that sandarshanam asayoshitam cha, for a nishkinchana, one who has given up all material possession, bhagavad bhajanonmukasya, one who has turned towards, so worshipping the Lord, towards the lotus feet of the Lord, bhajan, and who desires to transgress this ocean of birth and death, parampara jigumeshur bhavasagarasya, this bhavasagara, ocean of birth and death. For him, sandarshanam, sandarshana here means it is meeting, sandarshanam. So meeting atayoshitam cha, vishayinam atayoshitam cha. So sandarshanam, vishayinam, materialistic people, and here materialistic people basically means those who are attached to women. Sometimes that Vishay word is translated as those who are men who are attached to women, and women themselves directly. So the whole crux of the thing is those who associate with women, they will develop desire for sense gratification. Their path home back to Godhead will be retrieved. They are what you call retrieved. That's proper word, I don't know. So they are distracted from path home back to God actually, basically, or crossing over this material ocean. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says it's like drinking poison. Hanta, alas, it is like drinking poison. It's a death. When you drink poison, you die. So it's like spiritual death associating with women is. Hanta vishabhakshanapyasado. So why women are less intelligent? Because they have tendency for sense. How we can prove that? You see why women so much spend time decorating themselves compared to men. Of course, these modern rascal men also, they are doing their beard style, their mustache style, like they are in bodily concept. They are Vishayis. Men are also in modern days mostly they are men who are Vishayis. Some rascal cricket captain, he has left beards it seems, and everyone wants to imitate his style of beard. So beard, this is considered as sobriety. This is all ignorance. It's not intelligence. Some rascal does something and the people, because he is considered as celebrity among all rascals and unintelligent people who don't know any aim of life. And other fools, they just like a lamb or sheep, they follow him. So they don't understand, these sheep and lambs, they don't understand that he is another animal basically, and he is setting animal standards as trends. So in this way, they are all less intelligent people. So women are less intelligent. So we don't have to have doubts about it. And more particularly modern women, why? Because she is more revealing than. So why they are so revealing? At least traditional women, they would cover their bodies. They were covered their bodies, and there was parda system and all this kind of things. So now modern woman, she is like available everywhere. Prabhupada used to say topless, bottomless beauty available on the street. He would define modern woman as. So cheaply available on the street. So they are used in the name of this woman liberation. They are used as sex. So dolls. That's it. So, and this foolish woman think that, oh, we are now liberated, or we want liberation, we want equal rights. What's this nonsense? So this is all less intelligence, this is all ignorance. So sobriety means, that's why Krishna defined Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence which is focused on self-realization. What is Vyavasayatmika Buddhi? And he uses the word Bahushaka, the Buddhi which is many branched, which is like prostitute, which doesn't remain steady with one goal of life actually. So like just like prostitute woman doesn't remain steady with one man. So similarly, this prostitute like intelligence doesn't remain steady with the goal of life actually. So sometime we sadhakas also will be, sometime our intelligence, we lose our intelligence and we get attracted to objects of sense gratification. So we may enthusiastically start our bhakti process, Krishna consciousness, our spiritual life. At certain point of time we may get distracted, so because that intelligence is not vyavasaya, it is not focused. So this is sobriety, this is intelligence, and this is ignorance. So clearly Krishna defines in Bhagavad Gita. So here Prabhupada says 50 years of age is a great act of penance performed by a sober human being. Why? You see how very nicely he uses the word sober human being in his. Prabhupada called these purports as his personal ecstasies. You can, it doesn't, when we read, we may not read it so carefully that, why he has written sober word here actually. But there is a great philosophy behind this simple word usage, here. So sober human being. So why? Because when we are in family life, if we remain in family life, that itself is a ignorance. If you see, even in Bhagavad Gita, he says attachment to family life, anabhisvanga putra dara grahadishu. So knowledge means not to be attached to family life, family, putra, dara, children, wife, family, graha means house, home, hearth. So that is the symptom of knowledge, to be detached. So, and if you are attached, that is ignorance. If you are attached to family, wife, children, sense gratification, because these are all objects of sense gratification. So that is all. So attachment to objects of sense gratification is ignorance, it is. And so that ignorance, and that creates more and more ignorance, being attached like that, remaining in family life. So how it is? One develops that ego that I am the master of this house, identifies with that. That's all bodily conception of life. Prabhupada also used the word skin disease, he says. This attachment and affection for family members is a skin disease, he says in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 7th verse. So in ignorance he thinks that, okay, these problems of life are there, my family is there, my family is having so many problems, I am the master of the family, it is my responsibility to solve all these problems in this way. But the nature of this world is that problems will never end. So in this way, when he goes on solving the problems of life, struggling hard to maintain family and maintain his, basically it is his sense gratification, expansion of his sense gratification. So like Prabhupada, when one of the well-wishers in Mumbai, he said, this is my one person where he had a very big family and lots of family members. He was introducing everyone to Srila Prabhupada one by one. This is my son, this is my son's wife, this is my grandchildren, this, that went on explaining. And when he went inside, Prabhupada told to his disciple, this is my sex life. So it's all expansion. So it's all expansion of sex life, his sense gratification. So it's all expansion of his ignorance. And that ego is created. That false ego is the original cause of ignorance, right or not? So material word, I am this body, I am this family man, I belong to this family, I am the master of this house. So in this way, most of the times it is just a mental concoction. It is why it is called as mental concoction, manogata. Sarvan Parthan Manogatan, Krishna says, Prajahati Yada Kaman, Sarvan Parthan Manogatan. So, one should give up desires which are born of mental concoction. It's all mental concoction, it is. Most of the times, he is the slave of everyone, but he thinks that he is the master of everyone. So, that saying is there, right? Some joke in modern society. I am the master of the house and I have my wife's permission to say so, like that. So, in this way, we see that ego is there. Ego is created. That ignorance, which is the cause of ignorance, ego, false ego. So, he should retire. Enough now. I had enough in my life. So, enough in my. You are a great man of this, family, community, society, nation. Prabhupada used to give example of Gandhi. Gandhi thought that I am the hope for this great nation of India. I have to liberate them. And the same countrymen only shot him. So till the end of life, they don't leave politics, Prabhupada says. So this is all ignorance. Enough you had now. Leave. This is not so bad. Prabhupada wrote to Gandhi also. Enough now. Give up now. You had enough. In that sense, Modi, although he is also still old now, 60, 70, almost close to 70, 70. So he said that he will remain in the office only for 2 terms. And BJP, they have a rule that they don't give any positions in the party, or they don't give election seat. So to those who are above 75 years. Although this Karnataka BJP leader Yediyurappa, he became chief minister at the age of 76 because all his life so he worked hard for the party, but he never got the chance to become chief minister. They have given concession to him. Anyway, these are all political nonsense. But any point is that what we are not discussing politics here. We are seeing these fellows rascals, they go on till the end of their life, thinking that I am the hope for this state or this country. This is all ignorance. This is all false. Even if you are not there, country will run. State will run. So, but what is the result of this? You are being a great status man. Result is that you will become a dog in the next life. Prabhupada, politicians will become dogs in the next life. Prabhupada, he quoted some astrologer who said that the first Prime Minister of India, first Prime Minister of independent India became dog in some German Shepherd in Germany. So this is a result of their being a great status man. So this is not symptom of intelligence. So here Prabhupada, he says that performed by sober human being. So he should retire from family life and go to forest and practice austerities to attain self-realization. And the last, yascha pumsa utapati. Apadi means in danger. So in danger means basically it is what is the greatest danger in life is death. So here the meaning of this question, also the duty of man in such awkward position. So in an awkward position here basically it is death. What are the duties of a person who is about to die? So this is all. Prabhupada says that human civilization begins with Varnashrama. People in Varnashrama, they always had this goal of liberation in their mind. It doesn't mean not necessary that they have to be Brahmin only. Everyone was like that. So everyone would engage in their end of their life. And here particularly because You see, first there is inquiry about duties of grahasthas, then about vanaprasthas. The immediate next should be about sannyasis, but it doesn't speak about sannyasis actually. It speaks about any person who is in at that he is in deathbed. So why is so like that? Because not everyone will take sannyas, but everyone will meet death. Everyone is supposed to prepare for death. And particularly the scriptures they are targeted to Kshatriyas more, because you see this whole Bhagavatam is a teaching to Kshatriyas actually. It was spoken to Parikshit Maharaj, who was a Kshatriya, and throughout Bhagavatam we see the teachings are given to Rajarshis. Why is like that? Because Brahmanas and Sannyasis, they are supposed to be already in knowledge, situated in knowledge. They don't need more teaching now, enough. So someone who is attached, they need to be. And moreover, Kshatriyas, royal order, they are supposed to direct the whole human society, lead the human society towards. In the beginning of 4th chapter, when Krishna said that I gave this knowledge to sun god Vivasvam Vedasvate Yogam Proktavan Ahamavem Vivasvan Manave Praha Manu Riksha Kave Bravit Devam Parampara Praptam. So Prabhupada, he says that why this knowledge was given to royal order, because they are supposed to deliver the human society or lead the human society from bondage of lust through knowledge and devotion, like that. Prabhupada, he writes like that. He writes bondage of lust. Why he used lust? Because in the previous chapter ends with lust. How it's a dangerous enemy of all the living entities, which binds to this material world. So anyway, so here they are supposed to lead. So therefore this knowledge is given to them. Particularly, you see, most of the scriptures, they are inquiries by some king. Then so the knowledge is given by some saintly persons to such kings. So Rajarshis, so therefore we see that here. And why Kshatriyas, they don't take sannyas, they just take vanaprastha, go to forest. We see in all the kings in Srimad Bhagavatam, Rajarshis, they all went to forest. So we don't hear that they took sannyas and went on traveling and preaching like that. We don't hear that. Vidura comes to deliver his elder brother, but overall he is okay. He said he's not going and traveling everywhere and preaching. So therefore this is told. And we should think about death. Prabhupada used to say the philosopher always keeps death in front of him. And if you see this modern ignorant society, they think about the future, career, so much it is emphasized. So, but they only think about next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, but they don't think about future lives. Prabhupada used to say this actually in his lectures. So you should think about future life. So, or how to stop the future lives. That is, you should think death, how to overcome death actually. So that. So therefore that is intelligent question. So we see that Arjuna in the 8th chapter, I wanted to quote that, but anyway, now it's so 8th chapter, he asked that how one can know you at the time of death. Prayana kale cha katam niyosi niyatatmavi. In the beginning of 8th chapter, Arjuna asked about 7 things. Kim tad brahma, kim adhyatmam, like that. But Prabhupada, he gives this prayana kale. So prayana kale cha katam niyosi niyatatmavi. Prabhupada, he says Prayana Kala, he gives among all the 7 topics, this one he gives elaborate purport. So because this is very important. And whole, after briefly describing all other 6 topics in Bhagavad Gita, in the 8th chapter, Krishna almost most of the chapter, 90% of the chapter he dedicates for this question actually. So Prayana Kalecha Katam Niyosi Niyatatma Bihi, how one can know you, or how one can fix his mind on you at the time of death. So Parikshit also asked the same question, what is the duty of a person at the time of death, like that. You see, this question is repeating. It came at the end of the first canto when Parikshit asked the question to Shukdev Goswami. Now in the 3rd canto again Vidura is asking the same question to Maitreya, and Shukdev Goswami is quoting this conversation to Parikshit Maharaj. So this is intelligence, this is sobriety. So sober behavior in our life. So are the life which is led on the platform of knowledge, not on the platform of ignorance. So whole modern society is the highest symbol of ignorance. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Any questions, comments? No questions? I spoke about devotee women are not less intelligent. They are intelligent. Of course, they should be married and they should faithfully follow their husbands. They should be under protection. Then they will remain intelligent. Otherwise, they will also become less intelligent. Any questions, comments? Nothing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki